This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2020 Salem model number 27 RKS. So this is a how-to video. I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work. It's not a floor plan video or a sales video. Okay, so let's start on the door side rear. Okay. Alright, so you have a refrigerator here, runs on regular AC shore power. Then you have this is a spray port to hook a sprayer up to. This is an induction cooktop here. So remember, inside there's a switch where you can switch between this cooktop and the fireplace. You can't run them both at the same time. I'll show you that when we get inside, but there is a switch you have to flip, okay? Alright. I'll show you that when we get in there. Okay, so keep in mind that these, you have regular scissor type stabilizers, but keep in mind that it has these yellow device on here. They're called strong arms. You can see there's a T-handle right here. Make sure you loosen that T-handle when you're going up and down with the jack. When you get it in place where you're stabilized and you think it's set good, then you can tighten it up, and it keeps the inner tube from sliding through the outer tube, so it stabilizes it. But remember, always open that up before you go up and down. You don't have to loosen it a lot, just loosen it. Okay? Alright, so you've got a power awning with LED strip, outside speakers, all the usual stuff. This right here is your fresh water tank fill. Now, the most common way to get water to the trailer, obviously, is through the city water hookup. If you don't have city water on the campsite you're camping at, you can pre-fill this tank here, through this port here. You can pre-fill the fresh water tank and use the onboard pump to pump the water, and it'll work just as though you've got city water, but you'll be pumping it from the tank. Also, there's a drain under here somewhere. I don't know if I can point it out to you here or not. Oh yeah, right here. If you look here, that white gate valve there, that's where you dump the fresh water tank. Okay. This is just a hookup for a solar panel. If you want to put a solar battery charger on here, you would just plug it in right there. This brand is Furion. That's why it has this proprietary plug, but you could theoretically you could wire any plug to it that your solar panel came with. So, okay. The small crank here, you have a large crank, obviously a 3/4 inch crank for your stabilizer jacks, but this small one right here is for the power tongue jack. If your power tongue jack happens to fail, you can unscrew this cap, put the crank on there and crank it manually to get yourself out of trouble. So that's a good feature. This has to do with bringing the awning in. If you have problems with it, you'll have to watch the video on that while you're doing it to understand it. Okay. This is your hitch. It's a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. We're going to show you how that operates when you pick up your trailer. It's a good one. These are your brackets for it. Of course, you've got your power tongue jack here. You've got 2 LP tanks full. You've got a deep cycle marine battery. And then this is the kill switch for the battery if you want to shut it off. You can shut it off right there. Okay? So let me just open this one and take a look here. See what we've got. Yeah, so here's your sprayer right here. Or the hose for it anyway. Alright. So, moving on. This is the city water connection right here. Remember I showed you where to fill the fresh water tank on the other side if you don't have city water. If you do have city water, like most places do, you just hook it up right there and you're all set, ready to go. The one next to it is the black tank flush. So after you dump your black tank, the black tank would be this wide valve. The wide valve is always the black valve, so that would be your black valve there. The other two are gray. So when you dump the black tank, you leave the valve open, and then you can hook the hose at the dump station right onto here, turn it on, it'll spray the inside of the tank and clean it off, clean off the sensors, that sort of thing, okay? All right. This is your power cord. It's 30 feet and 30 amp cord. We give you a reducer to reduce it down also. cable and satellite through. Of course, your slide room right there. This right here is the vent for your range hood. So if you're going to run the range hood that's over the oven or the stove, make sure you free up this baffle so it flaps freely like it is now. You can snap it shut like that, but if you're venting, you want it flapping freely, okay? You also have a 5-inch backup camera. The monitor is inside the trailer. We'll show that to you. We'll teach you how to use it also when you pick up your trailer. And this is the water heater here. Okay, so the thing to know about this, the water tank is directly connected to this on the other side. This looks like a 6-gallon tank, okay? So this one works on both gas and electric. So the thing to remember is the switches are inside to control the gas and that sort of thing. But keep in mind, this switch right here, this toggle switch, or this rocker switch, which is off right now, that controls the electric heating element that's behind this cover. You never want to run this without water in the tank. Right now this trailer is summerized, it's ready to be camped in, it's in camping mode. So the antifreeze has been flushed from the system. The water heater bypass valves are set in the correct position, and there's water in the tank. Just remember, never run your electric heating element or your gas burner for that matter without water in the tank. You always might want to make sure there's water in there or else you'll damage it. Okay? This is where you drain it right here. It takes an 1/16" 6-point socket with about a 6-inch extension and a bar or a ratchet to break it free. That's where you drain it at. Okay? I mean, if you're not going to be camping for months, but it's still summertime, I would drain it just so it doesn't turn into bilge water. It doesn't get that egg smell to it and all that. So, okay. All right. So moving on. Let's go inside. We're still in the process of cleaning and prepping, so it's a little bit cluttered and dirty, but we're working on it. Okay. So your slide room, there's the in and out right here, so we're going to go out with it. See right there. So when you hear the ratcheting noise, that's when you take your finger off the button. It'll do that extending and retracting. It just keeps you from overextending or over retracting it. So when you hear it, you just take your finger off the button. Right there. Okay? Now the awning is right next to it. I'll just show you for a second here. In and out. Never leave it out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, roll it in. Okay, your lights are here. We're running off battery right now, so we're limited here because I'm not close to a plug right now. But to turn on your water pump right there, that's for pumping fresh water out of the tank like I told you. It's also used to winterize the trailer. Your water heater on gas is right here. So you see you got the default light there, and that's gas. Remember I showed you the electric switch is on the lower left-hand corner of the outside of the water heater. Okay. Battery is charged. Fresh water's got a third in it. The rest is dumped. Okay. When you get past 2/3, it graduates up in 1/3 increments. So when you get past 2/3, you're gonna have to start thinking about dumping the black and gray tank. Okay. So this is your monitor panel and that sort of thing. We're gonna show you this for your backup camera when you pick up. Okay, let me look around here. Okay, so let's see here. You have obviously a TV that works like any other TV. Then you've got your sound bar here. Sound bar has FM radio. It has a USB so you can stream off USB. It has Bluetooth so you can hook up wirelessly and stream from your phone or your tablet, whatever. This HDMI is an in. That way if you have like a portable Blu-ray player you wanted to go into the system, you can set it here and go straight in there. Okay. It has 2 speaker zones, 1 and 2. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer. You have this device here is the signal booster for your digital antenna. So you can shut it off like that, but you really want it on Can you see that green light? Yeah, you really want it on, because if you don't have it on, you won't get a good signal for the TV. It'll just be all mumbo-jumboed up, all kinds of noise, okay? This is just telling you that you can put it's pre-wired for a public Wi-Fi signal booster. So if you're interested, you can go to that website and see what they've got, but that's an option. Now you remember on the outside I told you that there was a switch where you switch between the fireplace and the cooktop. So up in this position is the fireplace, right? And then if you're going to use the cooktop, you turn that to that position there, okay? The fireplace itself, there's a remote for it. I'll get down here. Okay, so, oh, we're not plugged in, darn it. Okay, well this one runs on AC power. So I can't show you this right now, but when you come to pick up, you can take a look at it, you'll be plugged in. So basically you can adjust the temperature, the fan speed, you can change the color of the rocks, or the crystals I guess they call them, and the flame. And there's also a timer, so you can set the timer for it to turn on and turn off whenever you want it to, okay? It's a good space heater, so on those days where you don't quite need to use your propane furnace, you can run this and you don't have to use your limited supply of propane, because it just runs off regular electrical current. So, okay. Alright. This couch jackknifes flat. You can turn it into a bed, of course. This here, you can configure how you want. You can also drop it down to turn it into another bed. Keep in mind that your water pump is behind this panel here. It's got two screws holding it in. Keep that in mind. That's where you would draw the antifreeze in when you winterize it. And behind this panel here is the valves for the water heater. It's the back of the water heater right there. So you take these two screws out. All the screws in this trailer are number 2 square-headed screws. So keep that in mind. If you don't have a number 2 square-headed bit for your drill, make sure you get one. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. It's self-explanatory here, the sink and that sort of thing. Let me put the keys here so we don't lose them. This microwave works like any other microwave. Remember I showed you the vent on the outside for the range hood? So if you're going to run the fan, make sure you open the baffles on the outside so it vents to the outside without just bouncing off the baffle and coming back in. So make sure you open that up. You got a light on here. When it comes to your cooking, I don't know if the gas is on or off. I might have to talk you through it because, again, everything seems to be off. But this is the sparker all the way to the left. You turn this clockwise to spark it. Okay. Then you got 3 knobs and 3 burners here. So the gas is turned on. So it's that simple, right? Now, when it comes to the oven, there's a pilot light all the way at the back on the bottom. You can see I can spark it right there. You can see it sparking. So what you do is you go to the oven knob, which is all the way to the right, go to the picture of the flame, depress it. You keep it depressed all through the entire lighting procedure. Then you're going to spark this, turning it clockwise till the flame lights down there. After it lights, you still hold it for another 10 seconds or so to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to operating temperature, and it'll cycle on and off as an oven does. But when you shut it off, the flame goes out, obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Never travel with this glass cover open or it'll break. You keep it shut and it'll be fine. Okay. Your refrigerator is a 12-volt DC refrigerator. Make sure you latch it so the door doesn't get dented. This is your power converter right here. So this converts AC to DC power. So when you're plugged in, you have the AC power, 120 AC on this side, and you have regular circuit breakers like you'd see at home, and they're all labeled. This is like a distribution panel, like it would be, like your breaker box would be. And then the power is converted to 12-volt DC on this side. So you got 12-volt fuses, right? And they're all labeled. So keep in mind that this is where the 12-volt comes from. You can get it from the battery or from this. This charges the battery. So as long as you're plugged in, it's going to sense how much energy your battery needs and always send enough to keep it charged. So it's also a battery tender. And if any of these here were to blow, they'll light up and you can see them glowing through this tinted plastic here. Keep in mind there's two 40s right here, if you can see that. Those are the masters, right? So if you have a power surge or a lightning strike or anything like that and you lose the 12-volt side, Always check these two here, because 9 times out of 10 that's what will have blown, and that's good because that's what it's designed to do. Okay? Alright, over here, carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green. If it's not, get it serviced. You also have a smoke detector right here. Make sure you keep after that when it comes to batteries and things. Okay. Your thermostat is very simple. You just hit the mode button to light it up, and then you go through the 3 modes. Fan is the air conditioner running without the compressor. The next one is cool, which is air conditioning, and then furnace, which is the propane furnace. So if it ever gives you an option for fan speed, always choose auto. Okay, so the shower works like any other shower. So does the sink. It's a GFCI there. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI. The thing to remember about the toilet, there's the flush pedal right there. You can't use it dry. By dry, I'm talking about the black tank, which is directly below. You always want to have chemical and water in it. So when you get to the campsite and you hook up your power and your water, you come inside, you're going to dump 1 dose of chemical in there. Then you're going to step on the pedal, and it's going to come, water will come swirling out because we're hooked up to water. And you're going to let about a gallon or so go into your tank below. So chemical and about a gallon of water. Some people use more water. It's up to you. The thing is, you can't use it dry because the smell will be terrible, and also can get clogged up. So you always want to make sure that you have water and chemical in the toilet. Okay. Alrighty, moving on. This is an extra pan that the customer had, so you can have it too. Emergency window's right here. It's very simple. You're just going to go like this, push it open, all the way open, right? Then you're going to grab this tab right here and pull the screen out. You can exit out that way in an emergency. Alrighty. There's storage underneath the bed, of course, and you have hookups here. You got a backing plate for a TV bracket, and then you have, of course, you got signal and power up here. Okay. Alrighty. I'll call. Let me see. Yeah, so I think that about covers it. So, first of all, thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Second of all, please remember to inspect your roof. The manufacturer states it should be inspected every 90 days. So you have somebody go up there. You're looking for cracking or separation where you see any kind of lap sealant on the roof. You know, odds are you won't have to touch it for years, but you don't know until you inspect it. So that's why you're inspecting. You're just protecting your investment. Also look at the roofing material and look at the attachments. Make sure they weren't damaged by low branches or road debris flying up there, something like that. Just be aware of the condition of your roof, and if you see an issue, get it taken care of immediately. Okay. Also, we're in right now. This is in camping mode, so it's de-winterized. There's no antifreeze in the system. The water heater's full. It's ready to be camped in. Okay. Thank you.